Hey guys, it's Parzival630 here, and boy are you going to be upset at me. So I started this entire recording session, it's about an hour and a half long, and I went ahead and forgot to hit the audio recording at the beginning of this. So, my bad. Well, anyway, this is going to have music put over it, and I'm just going to be post-commentating this. So, a little bit of differences between the team from the last video and this video. Reggie went ahead and learned a couple new moves. I evolved him into a Nidorino, not much change for Butterfree. Nora the Ghastly is on her way to evolve. Tommy evolved into a Gloom finally and learned Sleep Powder, which, yeah, that was nice. Sonia is at level 22, and I do believe she finally learns, she learns Wing Attack. And, yeah, which makes her like a complete asset in this video. She is a beast, let me tell you. So, at this point, I really didn't know what else that I needed to take care of before I took on Whitney. So I decided to go into the underground and fight some of the trainers there. So as you see here, Pokemaniac Donald has a Slowpoke, which is level 10. And it was at this point that I kind of realized that I probably should have come down here earlier and trained, but I kind of made the mistake of not doing that. So I go ahead and switch into Crocomire here, and all this thing is going to do is curse. Oh, one thing that I did forget to do was turn the animations for the battle back on, because when I'm training I don't like to have them on. It makes training a lot quicker and a lot easier to do. Now this Donald guy has a Nincada as well, or Nincada, I don't know how to pronounce it exactly. But all this thing is going to do is harden, and so I thought, Nora would probably be the best option for doing that, because I kind of want her to evolve into a Haunter by the end of this. So I decided to keep training with Nidorino, I think, and this guy wants to fight. So Super Nerd John here has a Magnemite, level 8. All I'm going to do is just double kick the hell out of it. I mean, this is kind of sweet experience at this point, but it's kind of trivial. I really didn't want to, leave these trainers undone. I still have to go back to the Union Cave and fight that guy with the Slowpokes too, because of the rule in the description that I have for this Nuzlocke run. What has he got here? He's got a Voltorb. I'm pretty certain this guy, he's not really much of a threat. I mean, his Aron was kind of cool to see, mainly because, Gen 3 Pokemon in the Gen 2 game. I don't know, this is one of the things that I really enjoyed about this game, though. It's got a nostalgic feel to it, but it's also got the element of, hey, we're relevant because we've been working on this hack for, I don't know how many years now. I remember playing this in, like, 2005, maybe? I don't know. That guy up there had a nugget he wanted to sell. I wouldn't let him, I didn't buy it from him, though. So I go ahead and give this, give Sonia a haircut for the happiness points. Oh yeah, and I was kind of laughing here about like how they're selling Cannabis S in the herb store, and it's super expensive, but it totally works, and it heals all status ailments. So that was a cool little Easter egg that I found while I was recording. And again, like I was totally commentating like I was, supposed to be recording. And it probably won't be in this video. I think it's in the next video where I realize that that I didn't hit record. And I end up hitting record, but I don't like the commentary for the last, well, I think it's like 4th of this recording session. Because, it's, I don't know. I really don't want to talk about it right now. I could probably talk about it in the next video. So this guy's got a Grimer here. I'm not even really paying attention to what the hell I'm doing on the screen here, which I guess that's fine. It's nice post-commentary, but I kind of switched into Nora here just to kind of, I don't want to get poisoned or anything, so I just decided to do that. Plus this guy's got a coughing, and if he decides to go boom, he's not going to affect Ghastly here. So we're switching to that Nightshade, and I think that pretty much ends this guy's run here. He was the one that threw the coin case down here, so, and which we found just a couple of seconds ago. I'm going to learn Confuse right here. This, I get rid of Curse for this, and it becomes pretty important later on. I'm not going to go into detail how important it becomes, but as you see here, I'm kind of debating on what I want to do here. So, like as far as challenging the gym is concerned, so I decided to go into the game corner, and I started talking to a couple people. You know, just I don't know, kind of killing time at this point. And I decided to check the prizes, and I see that there's Ice Beam, Flamethrower, and Thunderbolt in here, and I think that's a TM for rollout sitting there, which you find just a little bit outside of the route. And then I see this Riolu, and I think, oh man, I need this Riolu. So I decided to try a couple of turns at the slots here just to see if I can, you know, hit the lucky sevens a couple times. And long story short, I don't have very much luck. I win a couple of small prizes, but nothing to write home about, really. I was just gonna cut this out entirely when I was failing in the original recording, but yeah, that didn't really happen now, did it? I do end up coming back here later off screen and picking up the Riolu myself, just getting the coins for just buying the coins with money and then picking them up. But yeah, I'll cover that later. So I decided to do some training up in this route here. I've already caught a Pokemon here. This is where I caught Reggie at the end of the last video. And so we're going to take on Camper Elliott here, who has a Sandshrew at level 16. These things, like the training here, it wasn't that big. And as you'll see in a little bit, I also decided to train a little bit further to the north and explore around. Just yeah, and possibly catch another Pokemon, some other things. So yeah, there goes Camper Elliott. And Picnicker Brook here is going to have a Pikachu. Now, what's really interesting about this Pikachu is that it's a male, and you know, because usually female trainers will have female Pokemon, and it's kind of funny when you think about it that she thinks her boyfriend is kind of incompetent, so she has a male Pikachu, you know, to do the job for him. I don't know. I just thought it was a nice little nod towards their relationship. I think about these things way too much in case you haven't noticed. So we're gonna go a little bit further north here, and I think I fought the Fire Breather on the left there in the last video. But to my surprise, I thought this guy was gonna be a juggler. He's an electrician, and he talks about his ball dexterity, which grossed me out in the commentary. But we do get the lick in the paralyzed, so I decided to get a little Parafusion going here with this guy, and that was kind of nice, except that he keeps breaking through it, and it's kind of trolly, and I don't know. I get another lick off, thinking that, you know, when they lick me, it paralyzes them, and all this other bullcrap thing, like logic that I had for it. I also didn't want to waste a Nightshade on it. Also, as a Magnemite, I decided to stay in. This thing, it wasn't... Oh yeah, that's right, I stay in and then I switch out because I wanted Nora to get the experience for it, and you don't get the experience share until much later in the game. And judging from what research that I've had of this game so far, this game is huge. When I originally put the poll out on Twitter for this, I had originally thought that this was going to be a 2-region game. This game is like 5 regions big. It's so dense, it's not even funny sometimes. Both this Beldum and this Bronzor here don't know anything other than takedown, so all I did was just lick them both to death. So that was lucky, because I could have gotten like destroyed in that fight. I decided to go back to the Pokemon Center at this point and kind of heal up my team, get everyone back up to full health. And I'm still kind of pondering how the hell I'm gonna I'm gonna beat Whitney because her Miltank is kind of devastatingly strong, and I wasn't comfortable with, I don't know, maybe fighting with the team without a fighting type. I don't know, like I really couldn't tell you what I was thinking at the time about that. Well, as I was fighting this Venonat here, I forgot that they know Foresight, which allows them to hit ghost types with normal type moves. And then he hit me with the confusion and then confused me, so that upset me. So I switched into Golbat, which I, finally gets her debut as a Golbat here. And so, yeah, there's Sonia showing off all her big multi goodness. Yeah, it was a pretty good time though. I decided to just head down here and to check these little squares for items. I run into a wild Hoot here there, but there was no big deal with dealing with him. I don't even think I'd fight it. I just run away from it. It's not worth my time. We find out what pearberry there, or wee pearberry. I don't know how to pronounce the berries very well, just because I'm used to playing these in silence. Not used to actually finding those kind of berries on the ground. They're not very common in the canon games, like the main canon Pokemon games. This was he a camper? Had an Oddish there, which grows Nora up to level 23. Then next is a Nidorino, so I just decided to stay in and Nightshade this thing to death. And it does focus energy, which I don't understand why, because the worst thing that it could have done to me is Peck, and Peck doesn't really have a critical hit ratio on it. There's nothing there. I got upset about the berries never being around. I think they fall off after a while, which I find interesting. And we got this cameraman and reporter, which is kind of reminiscent of Liv and Ty, but they're a young couple named Lisa and Bart, and I kind of cringed at the thought of that. I think they're supposed to be a reporter couple though, so I just kind of, thought I'd fight. They had a Zubat and a Diglett, and little to my knowledge, they also had a second set of Pokemon. I wasn't paying attention originally, but yeah, the Whismur and the Magnemite are reminiscent of the Ruby and Sapphire Liv and Ty double battle. You meet them throughout the course of the game, and their Pokemon get stronger and stronger and whatnot. I put the Magnemite to sleep, thinking that it would stay asleep, but they used a full heal on it, which kind of threw me for a loop there. And we get TMO4 rollout for reaching, for fighting those guys. And I come to find out that none of my guys could learn the move. So in retrospect, I probably should have gotten Sandshrew out and taught it to that, because Sandshrew can learn it. But I just thought, well, might as well just, I guess what's done is done. I didn't get Sandra out. I should have, though. That's the point I was trying to make. I debated cutting that bush there to cut through around the national park. Then I remembered some things. I remember that there was a couple of items that you can grab while in the national park. And one of them is the Quick Claw from this teacher here. Now, it was kind of interesting because I was thinking about how the Quick Claw is always given to you by a teacher. And I was trying to figure out the relationship there is between teachers and the Quick Claw, the form of punishment that they use it for. I don't know, it was just kind of weird. But yeah, I went ahead and put that on Nidorino there just to give it an extra speed boost just in case it might need it or whatever. And I end up kind of just fighting a couple of trainers that are kind of spread out through National Park. And also debating on whether or not what I should do with Nora once she's fully evolved here, because I could do that as soon as it's done. This damn Hoppip kept using Synthesis on me, and I just kept trying to stall it out, hoping that it'd get the pair up. I ended up just nightshading it to death. It wasn't healing as much as I was taking off of it. hanging on with 1 HP at the end there. And I was gonna fight the people in the grass, but I wanted to wait to see if I can catch another Pokemon somewhere else, like during the bug catching contest, I think. And there's, I get kind of stoked about seeing Brendan there from the Hoenn region, and I kind of go off on this rant calling him by the wrong name for about 2 minutes before I realize that his name is Brendan, not, I don't even remember what I was calling him. But I find the TM for Dig, and then this is where I get the idea here. I teach both Nidorino and Croconaw Dig. That way Milk Tank can't hold off on a Rolo combo. It'll constantly miss when fighting, or when I fight it. I thought this was a pretty good idea because it's a nice counter. Nidorino was going to be a beast for this, and, you know, poison all the things, digging for Miltank, double kicking it. Just overall, it was that was my end goal plan. So I went ahead and did that. I taught Dig to both of them. And I was thinking here, well, should I fight this guy now? Because he's going to want to fight. All of the trainers in this game, all the Pokemon trainers that you find in this game fight you one time or another. But I was going to go heal, and then he just stops me in my tracks. And come to find out, all he has is a freaking Mudkip. Just one Mudkip. And it's level 24, it's unevolved, which is weird as hell. I was taken for a loop. I thought these guys were going to be harder than that. I just put it to sleep and decided to Lick and Nightshade it to death so I can get that good old-fashioned level up here. It wakes up, does a water gun, scares the hell out of me because I thought I got a crit. I defeat it, and he was, oh, but how? Oh, you're joking, you lost the rookie trainer. Like, how the hell am I a rookie trainer when all you have is one damn Pokemon, dude? And it's a starter in its first stage. Who the hell does that? So I find this secret area, or this area going off to the side here, and this is the bug catching park. But it's still marked off as the national park on the map. So I decide that if I'm going to find a Pokemon, I'm going to find a bug type to use later. Because, I don't know, it'd be nice to have a different bug type. I have Caterpie. Like, I could use a Weedle or a Beedrill, why not? I think Mega Evolution's name. But I see a fucking Scyther here. This is my first encounter in the entire national park. It's a fucking Scyther. So I put this damn thing to sleep. And I try to not whittle it down to like, yellow health. Which I do, and that's great. I don't even take any chances. I chuck a Great Ball at this fucking thing, and I catch it on the first damn try. Like, talk about crazy luck right there, I tell you. It was, yeah, that was a lucky hit. So I go ahead and I'm stoked at this point. So I name him probably my favorite Legend of Zelda person, like, character in the entire series. I go ahead and name this damn thing Beetle, because this thing's gonna be a Scizor in the end, and he looks more like a beetle than a mantis. So I went ahead and did that. I don't think any of these guys fight you. I can go back and check, but yeah, it was. I don't think they fight you though. I'll check it out at a different time. So I'm a little bit disappointed at right here because I thought Nora evolved at level 24, and so I was going around thinking, well, what the heck? I thought she evolved at level 24. So I gotta wait a whole other level to get her to evolve. And so I go and take a look around here to see if I can find, you know, any secret items or anything like that. And I run into this Bellsprout. I don't know, this is kind of boring commentary at this point. I find an Execute here too. I just decide to frickin' leave. I could have had any number of those Pokemon for my first encounter and I would have been fine with it. Bellsprouts are awesome. If any of you don't know, Weepinbell's my favorite Pokemon of all time. I kept thinking that there was a hidden house down this way. I find a full heal there. And so I'm like looking around for it. Maybe they like programmed it so you just have to find it in the trees. So I remember that on my first playthrough that's what was in the here, but then I end up finding the opening here. So I take a look around and I see this grass. And dumb me, I probably should have waited to run in that grass in case something actually jumped out at me. But I end up finding this person, and she challenges me to a fight. And this fight is kind of annoying, mainly because, well, first of all, you get Trico, which doesn't take... Oh, yeah, she gives you Trico for this, so and she keeps saying, like, how strong Trico is or whatever. Anyway, she leads off with a Chansey here, and Chansey's not very strong defensively or special defensively, so I just go ahead and just double kick it a couple times in the face, and it gives me 2,000 freaking experience points. Like, what the crap? And, Reggie went ahead and learned Horn Attack, so I just gave up Focus Energy for it, which I shouldn't have, but whatever, I wasn't thinking at the time. And at this point, I thought Delcatty was Fairy type, so I decided to try to get a Poison off on it, which it doesn't work. So I switch out into, I do believe, Sonia? And at this point, too, I'm kind of freaking out because this thing is fucking level 30, and I'm only level 24 at my max. And Ghastly can't do anything to this thing because it's normal type. So I'm trying to just trying to get it to flinch, trying to get it to hit itself in confusion. I'm freaking out, stressed out about this fight. And it snaps out of confusion as soon as I run into switch into Reggie here. And then it gets off the Sing of all things. So I switch into, I think, Crocomire. Yeah, I do a lot of this, and like a lot of debating on who I want to switch into. Because I really don't want to lose anyone at this point. So I decide that Ice Punch is probably the best thing that I could probably get off on this thing. And try to get like the freeze hacks on it or something. But then she goes ahead and uses a track on Crocomire, which stops him in his tracks. I got nothing. Well, I don't even remember what I do here. I do believe, I want to say that I switch into Nora and get the hypnosis off on it. And at this point, I'm kind of annoyed that this thing gets off so many sleep hacks on me and lowers my defense, lowers my attack. It's just annoying. So I get a Confused Ray off on it, and this becomes a strategy later in this, after the fact that it sings at me a million times. It hurts itself in confusion. I try to get off the hypnosis. Nothing. It growls at me because it breaks through the confusion. I try the hypnosis again. Nothing. I swear, like once every 4 times I hit the hypnosis. Which, for God's sakes, just let me hit the hypnosis. Like, Nora, check your prescription. Just get through it. You're gonna be fine. So I decided to switch back into Crocomire at this point. See if I can whittle this thing back down. It wakes up, snaps out of confusion, and slaps the hell out of Crocomire. Like, his caveman ass don't know what the hell's going on at this point, so we decided to dig. The dig does exactly what I wanted it to do, but I wanted to heal up and potion as soon as I freaking could, just to avoid from, getting a critical hit and knocking out my starter Pokemon. I switch into Nora. It growls one more time. I confuse it. And I do believe at this point I go ahead and try to get the hypnosis off on it one more time before I have a chance to switch back into Crocomire. That's the last thing that I want to do here before the end of this fight, is just to get just to end this Delcatty. So I dig, thinking that it's just gonna double slap me. It kills itself. Like, after all that work that I was doing and all the strategizing that I was doing, it goes and kills itself. How upsetting. So, I get upset because Trico, I can't have him in my party, and that's kind of upsetting. I look for a computer, but that's where the video ends here, so I'm going to go ahead and end things off with the commentary as well. So next time on Shiny Gold Sigma, we will be looking at our prize and continuing on with our training. Take care, y'all.